Troika is a brand consulting, creative design, and content group that holds the view that brands are a company's most valuable asset and that the most enduring brands forge strong emotional bonds with audiences and supporters. To assist brands in converting audiences into ardent fans, they adopt a fan-centric perspective that guides the way they think, create, and design. Their craft is a blend of art and strategic thinking to create a holistic and meaningful brand experience that builds highly engaged, loyal audiences. Using immersive live experiences, brand partnerships, PR, social media, and influencer marketing, Mission is a communications company that helps brands stand out by interacting with consumers from a cultural perspective.
We're having a dance party up in here in this club.
Got to get the overbite in.
You're watching America Trends. I'm Burt-Godwin. We are chatting with our cybersecurity expert, Mr. Brad Rambur. We are going to talk about something I just saw. Well, I think you forwarded me this link. It's a documentary that came out in 2022, but it's getting buzz right now, and it's their PR companies at it because it's all over the place. Lots of articles are being written about it right now. It's called the YouTube effect, and the quote I read is, "YouTube is dangerous as hell, but we still need it." And the misinformation apocalypse is coming because of YouTube. These are some of the headlines I read about it. So talk to me about the YouTube effect, the documentary, and also what you think about YouTube.
Well, so I'm one of those who tracks his screen time, and I typically average 7 or 8 hours a day. But
how often do you track your screen time? Like at the end of every day?
No, I get I think a report weekly.
Yeah, okay.
Given what I do for a living, that makes sense.
Yes.
If you think about YouTube, and it's an incredibly powerful tool, right? Because now you've democratized somebody with an inexpensive device can record something they need to communicate to others. The question then becomes, why do they need to communicate that? I learn a ton. Well, my kids and I are working on, we're restoring a car. Oh, I got to figure out how to get this part installed. I don't want to bend anything. You can typically find something.
Oh, I look at tutorials all the time.
It's become kind of a phone book and an owner's manual and another form of entertainment. But the trap, right, is you spend a lot of time looking at a screen. Are you being educated? Are you being entertained? Are you being irritated? Are you now
irritated?
Well, yeah.
Did you come up with this word?
No, this all came from the OJ trials.
Oh,
irritainment. You can't not watch it, but you wind up just triggered out of your mind. But you keep watching, right?
Yes.
So that's one of the YouTube traps. Or watching any screen where somebody's presenting you content, which just because they said it doesn't mean that's rooted in fact.
Right.
At
which
all.
Leads to the misinformation apocalypse. Because anyone can say anything, and it looks really legitimate when it's on this platform.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they just can have a good camera, or maybe not even a good camera, and some text at the bottom that looks like a news ticker at the bottom or something, and can look legitimate, and can say just about anything, and then it's believed. And then once you're in that funnel of that misinformation, the algorithm, right, will
feed you more.
Yes.
Well, it is exactly the social dilemma problem. It's just not talking about social media per se, but YouTube is a form of that. It's disconnected. What's interesting is Google is, of course, the most popular website, and what's number 2? YouTube.
Well, and Google owns it.
Well said.
Yes.
See, all this back and forth, years of this, you're becoming a security expert of your own.
Google paid $1.6 billion for YouTube in 2006. And I think it's probably paid off by now.
You would think.
Yeah. Here's another quote I saw. It had as a lust for hijacking people's attention. And then someone else said, I think that the documentarian, I can't remember his name, Alex something. Do you remember his name?
Alex the documentarian.
Yes, exactly. If we don't figure out this problem, we're going to lose what it means to be human, which is kind of an intense thing to say. Very dramatic. There it is, Alex Winter.
Well, you know what's interesting for me is that we as a species, and we think about social media, and now we're talking about YouTube, we've, as a species, figured out what draws the rest of the species' attention. What do we naturally gravitate to? You know, we make jokes about squirrel or bright light, you know, shiny object. Okay, well, we've made a careful study of human behavior. We've now inventoried what will draw our attention to something. And then we're looking at how information systems can be packaged, and the flashing lights on the screen can draw our attention to it. Is it irritainment? Is it entertainment? Is it education? What is it? So if I miss the news and I want to catch it, there's a YouTube channel from the network I want to watch. I click it. I can look at it at 11 o'clock at night on demand. That's extremely powerful because I'm getting content that I would trust in a format I can consume when I need. And that could be for auto repair or for other forms of at least light scientific research.
Yes.
But if you're attracted to something that you quickly realize, oh, I don't know if there's any fact basis to this, then do you move on, or do you get sucked into that and then let the algorithm take you down the bunny hole? Right?
So what are some ways, is there a way to fact check / check a resource on, when you're watching something and you think, wow, this is fascinating, but then, I kind of think, what's the source? Who are these people? Can you click through, do another Google search on that person?
I really want to make a joke and say Snopes.com will help you with that, but that's not the answer. That was the
I do Snopes sometimes, and I'm like, well, who's doing Snopes? How do they know what's right?
So you've tipped into the scientific method, and here's the thing that we have to live in this. It's inescapable. If you didn't personally observe an event, and you weren't a qualified, quote-unquote, educated observer of that event and aren't reaching your own conclusions, you're relying on the story told by someone else. Why do you trust them? Is it because they have a ticker at the bottom of their screen? Mm-hmm. Is it because they're wearing a necktie? Mm-hmm. Is it because they're dressed a certain way, or they look a certain way?
Or they have reached a certain amount of followers that all believe them, and then you think you hop on that train.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I guess there's not a real answer to this YouTube. I don't foresee it going away. I do think it's invaluable in many, many ways. Yeah. Like I have to fix something at my house. I have to Google how to fix this pipe or whatever. I find information all the time, but I do think it's dangerous in certain ways, so people need to kind of be aware of that.
We always need to think for ourselves and question everything.
I think for myself. Okay, but you mentioned something that's taking me to another point, which is the amount of time that you watch something, screen time. That there is an awesome thing I utilize on my phone where I manage the screen time of my daughters, how long they're on their social media apps. And in order to do that, I turn on a code, screen time code, but you just sent me something saying that screen time can actually protect my phone from intruders.
Yeah. So
talk to me about that.
Well, it's how you Banks is laughing at me.
No, he's laughing at me, I think.
Okay. No. So Banks thinks I'm the deep state, right?
Okay.
This is what's going on here. So Apple builds in increasing levels of security and monitoring for you to keep you safe. You just have to know what those are and really have to use them. And so the whole premise is, if you want to limit certain types of use, time it and then make sure you add a code, because then a human has to know something and put it in and go, okay, I know I'm going over this barrier. Do I really want to do that?
Yeah, so I have to push in this code. My kids don't know it, but also intruders don't know it. And they think that just because somehow they have access to my phone, they don't know that they can't get through. It's not just screen time.
Yep.
I have to put that in when I'm trying to do a lot of different things onto my phone.
Yeah.
So go to screen time on your phone to protect yourself from intruders, bad actors, as they would say. Mr. Brad Rambur, thank you for stopping by. We kind of clicked there.
Good
I like
ring
that.
click. I like that.
Stick around, you at home, for more America Trends right after this quick break. We're going to dance it out.
Mary's going to put her screen time code on the screen here.
I almost said it out loud.
No. Don't do that.
We have a camera for Jay Banks? Yeah, we do. Hey.
He's in his cat burglar black t-shirt today.